So, before we get started, I have a question for you. In your mind, can you go back to an event that you attended that really left a lasting impression on you? Maybe you made a friend for life, got a new insight that changed the course of your business. Or maybe you just have some amazing memories that you sometimes think of. Do you have an event in mind? Because I'm going to ask you a question about it. And the question is, was this event virtual or in person? Who was thinking of a virtual event? And who was thinking of an in-person event? Right? We're bringing more and more of our lives and business online, but there is something uniquely powerful about in-person events. And today I want to share with you how you can leverage the power of in-person events to grow your business. So my name is Marcel, and I'm the founder of No More Networking, which is a community for business founders and entrepreneurs in Amsterdam. And it's not only a community, it's also a business that makes money by selling tickets and memberships. And I grew this community business by organizing micro events. And I want to share with you how you can grow your business as well by organizing micro events. So, not saying you look exactly like that, but my drawing skills are not so advanced yet. If you have a business, you need to have a way to let your potential ideal clients know that you exist and that you have something to offer them. Now, maybe currently you're posting on social media, running ads, maybe even sending cold emails. And today I want to share how you can use in-person micro events as a lead magnet and sales channel to attract clients to your business. So micro events are like the Swiss Army knife of starting and growing a business. You can use it to find product market fit, to attract clients to your business, to break into public speaking, break into new industries and fields that you don't have a lot of connections in yet, to find friends, business partners, investors. It's an easy way to maintain connections as well. If you have a large network and not so much time to do all those meetings, then it's a great way to create a community around yourself and about your brand, around your brand. And lastly, it's a great way to increase customer retention by building a community around your brand. So what is a micro event? My definition is that a micro event is an easy to organize, value-packed event that brings people together in person. To give you some examples, it could be a meetup. This is a meetup that I did in Mexico many years ago, and I was organizing meetups for digital nomads. Masterclass, this is where you can use micro events as a tool to break into public speaking. So when I was testing a new talk, instead of applying to speak at other people's conferences, I would organize my own events to see if the message would resonate. And I would still get like all the social proof and photos and testimonials to be able to speak at other conferences as well. Could be a physical activity, maybe a hike, a cold plunge, a Muay Thai class, whatever it is. And dinners. I've done over 100 of them and people love them every time. And then if you want to take it to a next level, you can custom design your own micro events to provide even more value to your participants and to also increase the results that you're getting for yourself and for your business. Now, like all things in life, micro events have upsides and downsides. So let's start with the upsides in this one. Micro events can provide massive value to your participants, like nothing else can. So events, the value of an event is built on 3 pillars. On the content, connections, and experience. Content meaning what valuable, actionable, entertaining, engaging content do you provide to your participants? Then connections, that's actually the most important pillar. People go to events in the hope of making valuable new connections and to see other people, if they come back, to meet again with other people they met at previous events. Connections are the most important things about events most of the time. And then we have the experience itself, and this is where in-person events so massively differ from virtual events. Only in real life, like tonight we have the bonfire, can you feel the warmth of the fire and smell the toasted marshmallows. And we really connect through sharing in-person experience. That's what creates real memories. That's why those in-person events are so powerful. Now, events are highly viral, meaning that even before your event starts, people share about it on social media. They tell their friends about it, and they invite their friends as well. And then also, after the event, it's something that people share about on social media. They share photos, videos, descriptions of how they experienced the event. This is something that you don't get if you just run ads or send cold emails. This is something uniquely powerful about in-person events. It's free marketing, and it's the best type of marketing there is. And then in-person community, and that point is really important to me. Technically, we're better connected than ever through the internet, through our mobile phones. Yet it seems like people in the world are increasingly lonely and politically divided. And in-person events have the power to bring people together based on what we have in common. So you can grow your business, make money, and do something good, have a positive impact at the same time. Then, to tell the whole story, are there also downsides of organizing micro events? Well, yes, to some extent. It is in person, so you actually need to be there. You cannot reach the whole world from your living room. You can travel with your event, but you actually have to be there. That's also what makes those events so incredibly powerful for your participants. Time consuming. Yeah, it does cost time to organize an event and put it all together, but it gets easier and faster the more times you do it. And also, relatively, micro events are super effective. At my paid events in Amsterdam, I have a show rate of 95%. That's something that's really hard to do with like any virtual event. And then the conversion to sales, to back-end sales, is also like really high. It can be 20, 30, 40, even 50% because of the quality of the connection and the experience that's provided. Then, risks involved in organizing events. That's the biggest objection often, like the cost, the logistics, and the big question, will people come to my event? And yeah, I'll be transparent, I've had those issues as well, all of them, but throughout experience, and I have a strategy that I can use, and I know how to consistently organize successful and profitable events. So it's something you have to learn, but you can get this right. So yeah, it's up to you, but in my opinion and experience, like the upsides of organizing micro events massively outweigh the downsides. And it's the strongest way that I know of to turn strangers into fans and to turn potential ideal clients into paying clients. Now, let me also share the story about how I found out about the effectiveness of these micro events. And it's a little bit of an embarrassing story, but I'll share it with you. The last fully online business that I co-founded and exited is Trending Jobs. And that's a job search platform for blue-collar workers in the US. So this photo was taken 10 years ago. I've been living like a kind of remote, flexible life for a long time. And it was really nice and comfortable with a nice income stream from the online business. But at some point, I realized I wasn't feeling excited anymore when I woke up about what I was going to work on. I was missing a sense of fulfillment. And I wanted to do something that had a more tangible impact on people that I could also see. So my idea was, I'm going to help introverted entrepreneurs like myself to grow their business with a special focus on those overwhelming networking events, alternative ways to make new connections, and also things like managing your social energy as an introvert. So I gave a talk related to the topic, the introverted way to create a life of abundance. And I got a lot of positive feedback. So I was like, okay, I think I'm onto something. Next, I put my first sales page live for an online course, confident at every networking event. And I started a pre-sale, got a couple of sales in, and then I was really confident that this was going to work. In my mind, there was just one problem. How am I going to spend all the money that I'm inevitably going to make with this great, successful new course? So I spent a couple of months recording videos, editing videos, and putting them into the system. And after a couple of months, it was the day to put the course live. And then what happened was really interesting. If I listened carefully, I could hear the sound of crickets. Nothing. No sales, no inquiries, nothing happened. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just the people in my network that aren't interested. So I started running a couple of ads campaigns, tried some other things, but it just didn't work. And honestly, at that point, I had lost kind of the fire and the initial enthusiasm that I started with. So I took offline the course, and yeah, those were a couple of months time and energy wasted on something that never really saw the light of day. So then the question, what did I do wrong? And there's many opinions about this, I'm sure, but my interpretation is that I built a product for my clients and not with my clients. So what I did is hey, here's something cool that I made. And then the rest of the world was like, I do not care. The world didn't say that, but like the world didn't buy the product. And what I should have done is go to my potential ideal clients, listen to exactly what they want, and then provide it to them. Co-create the product and the solution with them. So I wanted to try this again. I still wanted to work with entrepreneurs, and I wanted to have like a tangible impact. So what I did now was I organized an event for my target audience so I could better understand their current situation, where they wanted to go, and which challenges and problems they faced on the way. So I could create a product that was exactly what they were looking for, and I could create marketing and copy exactly using their words to describe their problems and ideal outcomes. So I didn't have a lot of people I felt comfortable asking for like a market research call. So what I did was I organized an event for entrepreneurs. I happened to be in Bali at that time to really connect with them and get some input from them. And from the input, I learned that one thing that entrepreneurs were really missing is community. The possibility to share their entrepreneurial journey with other entrepreneurs. So I created that. Instead of building an online thing, I created events and community. So with their input, I was able to design the perfect events that sell out every time, and I've been able to increase the ticket price as well throughout the years. Throughout the year, it's a year ago since I started this, and eventually also a membership to create more consistency in the business. But this was co-created with my potential ideal clients. And then another thing that I didn't have with the other business is a consistent sales channel. And here, with micro events, I leverage the events as a lead generation tool and a sales channel. So if that sounds like something that could be interesting for you as well, I want to share with you how you can get the same results by organizing micro events through the micro event blueprint, which is a simple 6-step process that I created that you can use to attract clients and grow your business by organizing micro events. So 6 steps. First, choose your goal, design your event, sell the tickets, deliver your event, make a strong offer, and repeat. Repeat meaning you do the same structure of event over again, and you get better every time. Now, step 1, choose the goal for your event, and this is where many people go wrong. You need to start with the main goal for your event in mind, and then design your event around it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with an event that everyone loves, but doesn't really bring you anything. In this example, we're going to do an event to attract clients to generate sales, but you can use it for all those other things that I mentioned before. Now, when you design your event, there are 3 important things to remember. First of all, as I mentioned, design with your goal in mind. Start with your goal and then design your event around it. Then provide massive value. As mentioned, you provide value through content, connections, and experience. So what can you do to provide more valuable content, to help participants to make more valuable new connections during the event? And what can you do to enhance the experience that involves multiple senses? Because that's what people remember. That's what set your event apart. Then another important thing is to make sure that your event is fun for you to host as well. Sometimes I get asked, Marcel, shouldn't you do a breakfast type of event? And the problem with that is that I do not eat breakfast, and I have a very low tolerance for people who talk to me in the morning. So we would end up with an event without food and where everyone would have to sit in total silence. That's one option. Or we would do a proper breakfast that starts before 11 a.m., I guess, and it would be a real breakfast event, but I wouldn't enjoy hosting it. And if, as an organizer, you don't really enjoy your event, people are going to notice this, both when you invite them and when you host that. So that's not a good alternative either. So make sure the event that you design is also fun for you to host and deliver. Step 3, sell out your event tickets. This is where you go to where your potential ideal client is, whether that's online or in person, and invite them to your event. Convey the message, what's in it for them? What are the benefits for your potential ideal clients of joining your events? Because there's a lot of things they could be doing with their time. A good event name, subtitle, and like 3 bullets with benefits and results of joining your event will probably do it. And then you make sure people actually register at one of the many available registration platforms, tools, or you can go for a custom solution. Deliver the event. And here is actually some good news. If you've properly designed the event, prepared the logistics, and sold out your tickets, then you've done 99% of the work. All the right people are in the room, and everything's prepared. So now it's important that you focus on being in the moment and enjoying the event a little bit yourself as well. Because how you feel is going to impact how you make other people feel. And if there's one thing that people remember, it's how you made them feel. Especially when they just entered your event and it's a new building and there's all new people around. Step 5 is making a strong offer. So now through your events, you've established a connection, you've provided a massive amount of value, and you created trust with your target audience. So now is the time to also generate revenue for yourself if your goal is to attract clients with events. So you can do this during the event and also after the event, following up. I usually do a combination of both. Then the last step is repeat. This is where you're going to see more effectiveness of your event, because it's relatively a lot of work to organize an event one time, and relatively it's not so much extra work to do that same event 99 more times, because you have already the event design, the promotion strategy, you know what to do, and also you make more of a name for yourself. So this is what's called a signature micro event. And these are two of my signature micro events, the Amsterdam Founders Table, or the Founders Table and the Founders Growth Night. And basically, they get better every time I do them and less work every time I do them. So if you want to take a photo of the blueprints, you can do so now. All right, who's feeling it? Who is interested in doing a micro event? All right, now let's do something to increase the chance that you'll succeed, if that's okay with you. First of all, have your goal in mind, your main goal that you want to reach with your event. You want to attract clients, break into public speaking, grow your network, make friends, find business partners, have it in mind. Next step, make it even more specific, choose a date. And really, if you don't do this, there is a chance that you'll never do the event. You need to have something specific to work towards to. So if you want to pull out your phone and put a date on your calendar, it can be a couple of weeks out, can be a couple of months out, but this is vital. If I had never set a date for my very first micro event, I would have probably never done it. And then the third step is sprinkling some accountability on top. Send me the date that you want to do the event at. If you want to do it now, I'll give you 20 seconds to do it now. If you're really quick, and otherwise take a photo, and you can do it later. But I'm happy to keep you accountable and check in with you. And I would just love to see how you're doing with your events. Okay. Then one more thing that's a common problem, and that's also something that held me back initially from organizing my first event, is, will people actually come to my event? Will I sell the tickets, or even if it's free, will people show up to my event? So I want to support you a little bit with that as well. And because you made it all the way in person to this small mountain town in Bulgaria to be here, I want to give you my 16 best tips that I use to sell out my events. And this is literally the things that I use to sell out the events in Amsterdam, and also when I travel to sell out the events across the world. So I'll give like 20 seconds if you want to complete it now. You then have a link in your inbox, and then you can download it anytime. I'll make sure that links keeps working for like at least a week or so, and then you can save it to your own device and use it. And with that, we have come to the end of this session together. So I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to see the massive impact that you will make with your micro events. Thank you so much.